Join me in my sirsasana or headstand practice with a bandage wrap. The bandage wrap is intended to cover the ears and the eyes, to dampen the senses and to promote an internalization of perception in what's known as shanmukhi mudra. And it can be a confronting experience. As I enter the pose, I'm not quite sure where my limbs are in space. And I'm confronted with a barrage of internal dialogue, images and residue from the day earlier. I can almost hear the music or songs and videos and images that I've seen earlier in the day playing on an endless loop in my mind's eye. And that really highlighted to me the persistent nature of our mind or manas. It can just keep going and going and going. And what I'm trying to do is to not get entangled or engrossed in the content of my mind. Because I notice that when I do, and I start following the thoughts rather than just watching them and letting them be there, letting them pass, I get more unstable, and there's a bit more of this fluctuation in the balance that almost reflects the same level of fluctuation that's going on in my mind, because my attention gets broken. So when I feel that happening, I try to bring my attention or my awareness back to my breathing and to quietening the senses and to the sensations in my body. I try to search out, almost with an internal pair of eyes, scanning from top to bottom, where my limbs might be in space and what the feeling of straightness, alignment, tallness feels like. And I do that by paying attention to my left versus right side, whether there's more stretch or rotation on one side versus the other, whether I can feel the weight going through my head, the center, top of the head, through my wrists and forearms equally. And sometimes I feel a flash of fear that I'm going to topple over and fall through the window behind me. And again, I try not to get entangled in that thought, because then it starts to aggravate and heighten the senses when I follow that fear. So I watch it like an external observer, even though it's all happening within myself. And sirsasana or headstand is a really interesting pose It was one of the first ones where it expanded my idea of what's possible in the realm of reality. It looks like people are literally defying gravity. And I think because of that characteristic, it can seem like a very impressive pose to want to achieve and strive for. And I also watch that in myself as a kind of I-ness, an identification with an ideal of looking a certain way, of being presented a certain way. And I watch that motivation and I let it pass. And my aim is very much just to get really, really quiet. And I can start to feel the blood receding from my feet, and there's a cool, tingling feeling. And with time, there's a bit more, perhaps heaviness in my shoulder blades, in my neck. And to counteract that, I remember the alignment, to reach up through my legs, to feel tall, almost as if I'm in the inverted position of standing up tall on the ground. And the staying is very much a reflection of being able to be with myself and to get quiet and to watch the rising and passing thoughts, but to then bring my awareness very much back into my body and the present moment and the sensations and the balance that is changing all the time throughout. So it's very much not about a strength, having a strength to stay up, but actually having a calmness and not exerting more effort than is required to be up. There's a really nice metaphor that my teacher has used where he describes how much effort or power do you need to hold a piece of paper between your two fingers. And in a way, that's very much what headstand or sirsasana feels like. I try to set the foundation, I try to strive for an alignment, but then I have to let go and feel and be in the balance. So we're nearing the 9-minute mark of being inverted. And even at this point, I can remember not knowing at all how long I've been up, how long it's been. There's almost a sense of timelessness because I have no reference point. And the timer will, once it gets to 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, it will start counting down again from 11 minutes. And for anyone who works with these long timings, It can feel like a relief when you suddenly hear the beeping signifying that the time's up. And that's something you'll see me react to in a few seconds. Now I can come down Thank you for joining me in my practice today.